Start it, okay? Om Sadashva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Okay, Atmakhyati and Asatkyati. Anyatha Khyati. Anyatha Khyati is Tarkika, that both perceptions are valid. By Alaukika Pratyaksham, because of Sadrishyam, you are seeing Shukti in front and also the Rajatam that is kept in your cupboard. That is Anyatha Khyati. We answer by that saying there is only one perception, there is no two perceptions. Atmakhyati is subjectivism. Everything is inside anyway, you are projecting it outside. Both the silver and the shell, both are projections. Okay, this is Atmakhyati. So these two we saw last time. The same line is the definition for both of them. That is Anyatre Anna Dharma Adhyasaha. Okay. Then he is doing two other definitions. Okay. Beg your pardon?
I have a question on Adhyasa Khyati.
Yeah.
So Adhyasa Khyati is I'm seeing something in front of me.
Correct?
Which is a shell.
Yeah.
Actually, but I'm taking it to be a silver. So that perception, the one which I'm seeing right now, I'm mixing up that perception with something which I had seen before.
But that is not memory. It is still valid perception according to that time. It was valid. Yeah. That time it was valid.
So it is something seen in the past.
Yeah.
Which perception at that point of time was valid and this,
Correct. Yeah. So it is just clarifying Anyatha Khyati. Okay. Kechittu yatra yad adhyasa tad vivek grahana nibaddhanaha. Yatra yad adhyasa, where there is adhyasa, tad viveka grahana nibandhana. That is based upon the absence of viveka grahanam. This is akhyati of the Mimamsaka. Okay? This is the akhyati. There is no adhyasa. It seems similar to Anyatha Khyati, but it is not similar. You are seeing the shell. There is sadrishyam with silver. Therefore, it is triggering off your memory of silver. Therefore, there is an aviveka between a cognitive perception and a recollection. Aviveka between cognition and recollection. इतना ही बात है. Where is Adhyasa? Only Aviveka is there. You are mixing up memory and this. Whereas in Anyatha Khyati, you are seeing that silver. Whereas in Akhyati, it is memory. Okay? This school belongs to the Mimamsakas. Purva Mimamsaka. Okay? The Vedika scholars, Karmakandans. Why are they taking it like that? Because if there is Adhyasa, then all the karma is useless. Okay? Then moksha is not by karma. Moksha is by jnanam. So, to say that karmana moksha, you have to dismiss Adhyasa. They were saying, where is Adhyasa? Adhyasa to hai hi nahi hai. It's only aviveka. That's why you also said Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka is necessary, na? Qualification. We also say, accept that. What is acceptable? Aviveka is there. So, how do we answer this? Because there is no two perceptions. You are not seeing the shell and remembering the silver. You're seeing the silver out there. Yeah. The silver is out there. You're not seeing two things. You're seeing only one. There is only one unitary perception, number one. Number two, your pravarti. This is especially true of Mimamsakas. You will act only if you take the object as real. This is true anywhere, logically also. You will act only if you take the object as valid. Why did you bend to pick up the silver? Because you thought it was valid. Now, if you had thought, hey, the shell looks like silver, I'll pick it up and see it, that's a different thing. That's yathartha jnanam. But here there is only one perception. You are seeing the silver and you are bending to pick it up. So that unit perception disproves this aviveka. Because in aviveka there is always two things. Any aviveka, there will always be two things present. No? Where is viveka necessary? Only when there are two things. Is viveka necessary to say this is a cell phone? No, cell phone. Yeah. But Swamiji, you have some printed material here and some written photocopy. Is this your notes? No, Baba, that's a separate text. Now here Viveka is necessary because there is a confusion whether it is notes on this thing or something else. You are seeing two things. When you are seeing two things, you need Viveka. What is what? Hey, yaar, this is something I gave someone some work to do and they give it back to me like this. So I kept it there only. Are you getting the idea? Two things, then Viveka is necessary. One unitary perception, what Viveka are you talking about? Yeah. Even in Aviveka, you are seeing two things, that's why you are mixing it up. Atma Anatma is there, no? That's why you are mixing it up. Yeah. Therefore, he says, Aviveka means KJ. Okay. Therefore, this Mimamsaka standpoint, not valid. He is the only person who will say, Akhyati, there is no Khyati at all. No mistake. Asatkyati. Akhyati, sorry, not even Asatkyati. Akhyati. Hai nahi hai mistake. Yeah. Who says heaven and all are not real? Is it real? Yeah. Because remember, your explanation of an experience either can go on pure logic or, and always, even if you are going logically, it will be influenced by your worldview. Your worldview will influence it. Now the question is, what is your worldview formed by? The same thing can be accused for the Vedantin. Correct. Our view of the world will influence how we explain away an experience. Now the question is simple. What are you basing your worldview on? Only logic? Like science, perception and logic. Then your field is very limited. Okay? Field is very limited. And to know things beyond this world, you will need a separate pramana. Therefore, the Vedantic worldview is based on a pramana. Now, this will be claimed by everyone, okay? From a sophisticated philosophy like Vedanta or Buddhism, which are sophisticated philosophies, or simplistic religions from Central Asia, okay, Arab world, desert religions, from simplistic religions like that to sophisticated philosophy, same claim will be there, pramana. Then we will have to see how logical your pramana is. Pramana is beyond logic, correct? If you are claiming pramana, that is beyond logic. But it cannot make an illogical statement then. Beyond logic and illogical are two different things. Whatever is illogical is within logic. So if you are saying it is the sun that goes around the earth, not the other way around, that is illogical. Therefore, your pramana does not stand the test of reason. Okay. If you say everything is distinct, that also doesn't stand the test of reason. Why? Science refutes it. The commonality is there. The commonality is there. Yeah. Genetic commonality is there. So then, without standing the test of reason, how can pramana work? Yeah, certain things are beyond logic, we will accept that. But if you are making an illogical statement, that pramana is illogical. Yeah. Whoever has said it, it doesn't matter who has said it, however great the person is. Now the greatness can also be questioned, but I am not questioning it now. Yeah. Because that will be like saying, I don't know whether you have read Mark Antony's speech on the death of Julius Caesar. It's one of the beautiful examples of English literature. Okay. I come here not to criticize Brutus, but to praise Caesar. Caesar was my guide, my mentor, my king, my leader. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. Full of sarcasm. Full of sarcasm. Honorable man, you stab your friend, what honorable man you are talking about? Or, because many of you may not have read Mark Antony's speech. Okay. Though we don't speak ill of the dead. As a finance minister, I respected him. Okay. To an extent. Manmohan Singh I am talking about. Very honest man, yes. But all the scams and corruption took place in him. Under him. Why? He became a rubber stamp. Bureaucrat. Whatever his boss said, he did. Honest man. Very honest. Yeah. Even as a finance minister, 200 crores was given to the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation when India was going through very, very difficult times. But he ushered in some changes, etc., in the finance and this thing. That I respect him for. Yeah. So, however great it is, we are fallible human beings. No, we are fallible human beings. We are great not because we are not fallible human beings. We are fallible. But we take a stand on the pramana which is infallible. Because it stands the test of reason. And what is beyond logic is beyond logic in all systems. There are certain things which will be beyond logic. But they will not be illogical. That there is a heaven. Beyond logic. No problems. I know. Okay, take care. It's up to me to accept it or not. It's up to me to decide whether I want to go there or not. Yeah. That is up to me, not up to anyone else. Yeah. मेरे को नहीं जाने का तो क्या करने का है? बोर हो जाएगा उधर, मेरे को नहीं जाने का. Okay. Yeah. That's a different thing. Yeah. But then, what is the basis for you to go to heaven? All the good that you have done. Okay, fine. That is logical. That's logical. But what good you have done is finite. Therefore, you will be there at a finite time. Even if you multiply one good action here or 10 times there, all that thing, exchange rate. Like one UK pound is worth 115 rupees here. All that exchange rate, all that, with keeping all that in mind, though it should be other way around, okay? That should be more costly than here. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Keeping all that in mind, it's still a finite time. If you say eternal, that's being illogical. And what is the criteria? You must belong to my religion. But your religion came only 1400 years back. What about all the people who went before that? They're not going to have a chance to go to heaven. So God is very partial here. What about all those thousands and millions of people who died before your religion was formed? So your religion cannot be. Good deeds can be a criteria. Because good deeds can be done even as a cave person. As a cave man. No? Good deed. How do you think human beings survived? Because of the good deeds. Swamiji, what proof is there? A fossil was found of a caveman with a healed thigh bone. The thigh bone had healed. Now, a broken thigh bone is sure cause for death in that prehistoric society. Why? You will be a target for the wild beasts, etc. You can't move. Healed bone implies what? Somebody took care of you. Somebody took care of this injured person. That's a good deed. He took care. Why do you think human beings evolved and survived? Because we cared for each other. Otherwise, we wouldn't have survived. Yeah. A buffalo that is injured doesn't survive. A lion that is injured doesn't survive. A human being that is injured has a chance of survival because other human beings take care. Therefore, good deeds are there that time also. So, can you see what is logical, what is illogical? So, Pramana has to have this test also. Okay. So, okay. Therefore, in the Purva Mimamsa section, they accept Akhyati. There is no Adhyasa only. Adhyasa hai hi nahi hai. All right. No. Aviveka is only here in terms of cognition and recollection. Here, that is the only place where, remember, it is restricted to this, don't generalize it to other things. It is here. Yeah. And we dismiss that by saying, you are not looking at seeing the shell and remembering the silver. You are seeing only shell there. Yeah. You are seeing it external. For Viveka, there has to be two things present. Two things are not present here for you to do a Viveka. Okay. If there are two things, on Viveka, one thing will not disappear. Okay. There is a rope and there is a shell. We did Viveka, is it? This is a rope, this is a shell. Does either of them disappear? But the snake on the rope disappears, the silver on the shell disappears. Okay, therefore that proves that you have seen it there. Your pravrti shows you are not remembering it. Yeah. All right. Therefore, Viveka Buddhi Agrahanam.
Question here.
Yeah.
So how do they come to the conclusion that then karma will give you moksha? These Mimamsakas?
Because for them, moksha is going to different dimensions. Moksha is not limitlessness as we talk about. No. You are born, then you do good karma, then you have a great time, you come back again, you do good karma, and it goes on. Yatayat.
Okay.
Like
so there is nothing.
Delhi, Rishikesh, Delhi, yatayat service. ऐसा ही होता है.
Swamiji, that is the basis, I think, for all the religions also.
All the religions have the same issue. All religions have the same issue, yeah.
But the Sikhs, they say, na, ekmeva satya, so they know the means.
Yeah.
Guru
Now, Sikhism is an exception in some ways. Sikhism is an exception because the word Sikh comes from it's an apabhramsha of the word Sishya. That's only the Guru is important, the Guru Vani is important. So, in a way, that is moksha oriented religion, it was. Okay. But it got, because of, it started as opposing the Mughals. That's how it started. In fact, Christmas Day, the Sikhs will remember it as death of two of Guru Govind's sons, who was killed by the Mughal emperor. So, for them, Christmas is not a day of celebration, it's a day of mourning. When you are remembering the martyrdom of his two young sons who refused to convert even when they are threatened with death. Kids, 10 years and 12 years or something like that, yeah. Kids, pre-teens, they refuse to convert,
They were bricked alive.
Hmm?
They were bricked
They were
alive.
bricked up, yeah. It's a painful way to die. You will suffocate to death because oxygen goes low. You can't even fall down. You are bricked behind a wall, you are standing up. Yeah. But Aurangzeb was a great ruler, okay. Like how Brutus was, okay. Anyway, so that is moksha oriented. But because of this combat, etc., they lost some of that orientation. Yeah. Because if you read the Japji and everything like that, it is all Vedanta only. All pure Vedanta it is. Okay. Ekom Satanam, all that complete, is all complete Vedanta only, yeah. And in the Granth Sahib, all the Hindu gods are mentioned. Yeah. So, there also they have a system of Kshotriya. What is Kshotriya? One who learns to chant the whole Granth Sahib without looking into it. That's considered Kshotriya for them. Yeah. So there is a certain parallel there. It is an offshoot. Then for socio-political reasons, they want a separate identity. Then someone idiot started about a separate nation and all that stuff. Okay. Political. But otherwise, if you look at it, it's all this. Okay. All right. So that is as far as Akhyati is concerned. There is no Khyati, there is no Adhyasa. Okay. Now, who is left? One major player left is the Shunyavadin. So there he says in the next verse, Yatra yad adhyasaha tasyeva viparita dharma kalpanam. Viparita dharmatva kalpanam. Where there is adhyasa, is nothing but viparita dharmatva kalpanam. Now, according to Shunyavadin, okay, according to Shunyavadin, okay, this is called asatkyati. Okay, asatkyati. The adhyasa itself is asat. Ayi nahi hai. Asat here is used in the sense of tucham. Remember that. Okay. Why? First of all, reality is only shunyam. In that shunyam, you are projecting a shell. On that shell, you are projecting a silver. The first projection itself is not there. Are you getting the idea? Therefore, on what is reality? Shunyam. On shunyam, you are keeping on projecting everything. So whether it is shell or silver, what does it matter? Sab hai nahi hai. Shunyameva sharanam. There is only shunyatvam. Shunyameva. Everything is projection. The shell also and the silver also. Therefore, there is no this thing. Asat khyati. Khyati hai nahi. Adhyasa hai nahi hai. That's why the whole attempt in Buddhism will to understand shunyatvam.
Very, very close, no, Swamiji?
It comes close, yeah. Now, the whole process is to understand shunyatvam. And how do you understand? I understand shunya. How? Because I am living in a world which I am experiencing. No, then you have to experience shunya. So how do you experience shunya? Meditation. Now, you are a self-evident entity. How are you ever going to experience I am not there? I had tried all their shunya meditation, okay? Those who are into this thing. You know your 7 chakras, that whole thing is called the central pole, the Tai Chi pole in Tai Chi, for example. Okay? You visualize it disappearing. That's possible. It's a visualization. No? That is possible because that is something finite. Finite. 7 chakras in my this thing. What in yoga we call Merudanda. Yeah. ठीक है बेटा नहीं है okay I have done that possible then all energies my energy is pushed up so much my BP started going up now I have to use up that energy otherwise BP गड़बड़ हो जाएगा Because energy in your system, it is going everywhere. I said, how will I get high BP? Yaar, nahi, hone ke nahi. Oh, this is because of this. You have to use up the energy. That's why I started walking 10,000 steps and all that thing. I started walking because. And more exercise I have to do now. Nahi, to this I have to cut down. Okay, fine. But with all this is feasible. But how are you going to say Aham Shunya? That's like saying I am not talking. In Vedanta we say it differently. Pashwan, Shranvan, Grinnan, Api. Even though I am doing all this, I am not really doing all these things. That is different. But they don't accept Adhyasa. Therefore they can't accept that. Therefore they have to experience Aham Shunya. Nobody experiences it. I have tried this with every Buddhist master. Master meaning lamas. Not masters like who you find in academic circles. Thoda idhar, thoda udhar. Or some practicing something and teaching some. Nothing. Not them. Always go down and bow down to them. And say, unto the Buddha my namaskara. I am only Bodhisattva, I am not Buddha. Because to be a Buddha you have to experience I am Shunya. He doesn't do that. I am Bodhisattva. 20 years I have meditated, but I have not experienced I am Shunya. I have come close, but I have not experienced it. Because all this I made disappear. No? All that you made disappear until you go put it back to start functioning. So Bodhisattva is an evolving Buddha. In time you will get moksha. Many lifetimes it will take. But every lifetime, self-effulgent Atma, self-evident Atma. How are you going to experience Aham Shunya? This confusion came up in Buddhism, not because of Buddha. Buddha just kept quiet. When he was asked about the Atma, he kept quiet. Either he didn't have the means to communicate, or he thought the people were not ready for it. Whatever reason you are attributing. You can attribute any reason. Because he did not study systematically, I can say he did not have the means to communicate. Or I can take a better stance, a more kinder stance, a more accepting stance and say he knew the truth, which is true, he knew the truth, but he probably thought the people were not ready for it. Therefore, he wanted them to become ready by getting a contemplative lifestyle. If you look at that whole lifestyle he has talked about, eightfold path, it's all about being ready. Adhikaritvam will develop. After that we will see. So, Shunya was written 500 years after Buddha by a writer called Nagarjuna. 500 years after, okay? Yeah. How do you know what Buddha said? If you written in 500 years? Even if it was written by a student immediately, do you really understand it? What did it get corrupted over the ages? Did you have a system to prevent corruption? Like both the Quran and the Bible have gone through so many modifications. So many modifications has gone through. The first Eucharistic, 2nd century AD. Yeah. A lot of things in the Bible was edited out. It's only thing is they still kept it in the cathedral at Rome. It is still available what they edited out. If you look at it, you will wonder what they are talking about. There is no Christianity left, there is only Churchianity. Including rebirth and all got edited out. Yeah. So, what is your system to guarantee that there is no corruption taken place? So, what is there in Vedanta? We are walking CD-ROMs. Their job is only to chant. All our parties, Veda parties. Their job is only to chant and keep it alive. They are not supposed to study the meaning. They are only supposed to chant. Samavedam avadharaya, immediately said.
So Swamiji,
Yeah?
is when you say Shunya, is it silent?
No, it is not silence.
Awareness?
No. For them, Shunya is really nothingness. Except the Zen masters. Zen masters don't take it as nothingness. So I told you, in my discussions with them, we coined this term, non-conceptual reality, which is they are willing, the Zen masters are willing to accept that. Okay, now the same line, the same sentence is also interpreted to be the Vedantin statement. Why? Yatra yad adhyasa, where there is adhyasa, anyatra dharmatva kalpanam. Yatra yad adhyasa, shuktau, in the shell. Anyatra dharma kalpanam. Another dharma is imagined. What dharma? Shell, silver. So that fixed with an anirvachaniyam. Why anirvachaniyam? Because see, if you look at all the 4 kyatis that we have seen before, either it will be asat khyati, there is no khyati, okay, or it will be sat khyati, it is real. You will take a stand, either it is real or it is not there. Either it is there, meaning it is real, there is no adhyasa, or it is not there at all, like in Shunyavada. Okay? Akhyati. Satkhyati or Akhyati, not there at all. Now here is where the Vedanta then comes in, that old statement. 2 points here, important. One, Adhyasa is not in your mind, it is on the Adhishtanam. Your mind is involved, Smriti Rupaha, but it is always on the Adhishtanam. Where is a rope? Where you see the snake. Where is the shell? Where you see the silver. Where is the Atma? Where you see the body and mind. Not in Timbuktu. Adhyasa is always on the Adhishtanam. Number 1, there has to be some Adhishtanam. Number 2, it's subject to negation on knowledge. Subject to negation, not necessarily disappearance, negation. Not nashaha, badaha. Okay? This is an important point. Therefore, we come to coin up this. Sat chet na bhadyate, asat chet na pratiyate. If it is sat, it cannot be negated. If it is asat, not there, you will not see it. But you are seeing it and it is being negated. Therefore, the Vedanta standpoint is that Adhyasa is Sat Asadbhyam Anirvachaniyam, that which cannot be categorized as Sat or Asat. It is not indescribable, it is categorized. Okay? Indescribable is a way of saying it, that's all. Sat Asadbhyam Anirvachaniyam. Neither Sat nor Asat. Cannot be categorized as anything. And another point which is important for Adhyasa is not Pramana Siddham, it is Anubhava Siddham. Because if it is Pramana Siddham, it will be real. No? It's only Anubhava Siddham. Okay? That means there is some sort of Jnanam. Anubhava is what? Either Smriti or Jnanam. No? There is some sort of Jnanam, but then we will classify it as Vipirita Jnanam, as erroneous knowledge. Okay? Mithya Jnanam. Okay? Brahma, in other words. Therefore, you can say either it is Prama, which is Yathartha Jnanam, Jnanam as it is, or it is Brahma, Ayathartha Jnanam, knowledge which is not true to the object. Any questions up to here? Because we have cut across a big topic. Panchakhayati. Yeah. Beg your pardon? Sakshi, no, Adhyasa is not Sakshi Vetyam. Adhyasa is Vetyam by your, you can say it is Sakshi Vetyam to an extent. Huh? Anubhava it is, na? Anubhava is by the Ahankara also, na? Yeah. Who is Anubhava? Avidyavan Purusha. Okay? Avidyavan Purusha. The Jiva has a Adhyasa. Yeah. The Sakshi is now again another in between thing. Between Jiva and yeah. It's a standpoint. Therefore, standpoint of Adhyasa is always Avidyavan Purusha. Yeah. You use the Sakshi to negate it actually. Take the standpoint of the Sakshi as a witness to negate. But again you need Pramana. Who gains the Pramana? Avidyavan Purusha. Yeah. So all that is Vidya, Vidya, one Purusha. Yeah.
Swamiji, can you just please explain again the Yathartha Jnanam and
See, you use perception, correct? Now, if the conditions are right, you will get Yathartha Jnanam, knowledge of the object as it is. As it is, what it is. But sometimes you see things which are not there, Adhyasa. You mistook a rope for a snake for whatever reason. For whatever, it can be 101 reasons. But basically you did not know it was a snake. You did not know it was a rope. That's why you mistook it for snake. That is not a problem. But if you mistake a snake for a rope because you listen to a lot of Vedanta, gadbad ho jayega. You come to Rishikesh camp, rope, snake, rope, snake, rope, snake. Arey, that is a rope lying down there and pick it up. The whole thing comes up. Be careful. Okay, ऐसा भी अध्यासा हो सकता है. Second one is more dangerous. So, when you make a mistake, it is called Brahma or Ayathartha Jnanam. Knowledge not in harmony with the object outside. Yathartham as it is, Ayathartham not in harmony. Another expression is Brahma, wrong, erroneous knowledge. Mithya Jnanam, Adhyasa. All these terms are used. Yeah. There are nuances difference, but otherwise all the same. Yeah. So,
we had seen this in Vedanta Paribhasha, no?
yeah, little bit we saw that. Yeah, yeah. Now, the question is where applied here. What am I? Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. What am I taking myself to be? I am this much only. I am like this only. Whatever, all the self-judgment that you make is what? Adhyasa. Because you are seeing yourself as what you are not. So what is the real Adhyasa here? The real Adhyasa is your Ahankara. Real Adhyasa meaning, what is the Adhyasa here? The Ahankara. The Ahankara, an idea of the I is imposed on the I. I is Sachidananda Atma. And you have taken yourself to be Karta Bhokta. I am this much only. So that I am this much only, that Ahankara is Adhyasa. And your whole life is based on the Ahankara. Now, ego, the word is used for want of any other term. So, there can be an egoistic ego. An ego which is egoistic. Lot of pride, this, that, etc. Or there can be a simple ego. Yeah, this is me, I am going about doing things and learning things. Simple. But both ego is there. It is not that the ego is there only in proud people. No. Ahankara is right through. The most noble person has an ego. Very noble. Ahankara. Even if he is self-effacing, he is a problematic Ahankara. Why are you so self-effacing? Coupled with low self-esteem. So, the Ahankara is Adhyasa. Because what is the Ahankara? Your idea of yourself. Later on we will say, because this is the Adhyasa that you have to deal with. Now, to deal with this, you have to understand the truth of the world and that all this is also Adhyasa. That's why you will give a theory of creation to show that everything is superimposed on one Atma, one consciousness. Sadeva Somi Idam Agram Asit Ekameva Advitiyam Brahman. And everything is, that theory is to show the reality of the world and me is nothing but consciousness. That's why the same entity can be looked upon in 100 different ways. Once you have the basic Adhyasa is what? Ahankara. After that you can look at everything in, depending on your perception. Shift your standpoints, you have different perceptions. But every knowledge that you have, every emotion that you have, will be tainted with what? Adhyasa and ignorance, no? You can only, on your own, cultivate some sense of objectivity, viveka. Some sense of vairagya, objectivity. Not too involved in it. It's an idea I have, but I'm not emotionally invested so much in that idea. It's my idea, but it's not my baby. You know that, yeah, you get so emotionally invested in that idea. Then you'll take the another stand. I am a liberal. What is 5 plus 4? The student says 11. Teacher says that's not right. And the liberal comes into the picture. How can you say that is not right? His emotions matter. Yeah, but 5 plus 4 is 9, not 11. Who said that? That's your viewpoint. His viewpoint is different. We have to include all viewpoints into it. That's liberal nonsense, wokism. होता है? होता है? I'm picking up mathematics so that there the certain things can't be challenged. Anyway, that apart. Now here, Shankara does not dismiss every idea of Adhyasa. He only mentions it. The dismissal he does in the Tarkapada. The different schools, all that he does. Okay? The 5th and 6th padas he does. 4th, 5th, 6th, he does a lot of that dismissal. Okay? But here he does only this much. Why? Because he wants to prove one thing. That is the next line. Sarvata api tu anyasya anya dharmatva bhasate na vyabhicharati anyatra anya dharma avabhasata na vyabhicharati anyatra anya dharma avabhasata. Whether you take satkhayati, anyasa, everyone has to accept one thing. What? One thing is appearing as another. How it is appearing, you can explain in your way. But one thing is common. What is that? Anyatra anya dharmatva kalpana. You have mistaken one thing for another thing. That remains unchallenged, he says. That remains unchallenged. Yeah. How does that go? Whatever your explanation you are giving, that means what? Adhyasa has to be universally accepted by everyone. There is always something known as Adhyasa. Yeah. Whether you are following Advaita, Dvaita, whatever. Even Dvaita schools, you have to accept it, no? Because you have to accept that you made a mistake. You can justify saying, I'm only human, I made a mistake. Yeah, correct, we accept it. You're a human, therefore you'll make a mistake. That mistake shows Adhyasa. As far as that mistake is concerned. You may not have an Adhyasa somewhere else, but there's an Adhyasa. Bound to be. You can't avoid that, he says. Anyatra, anya dharmatva avabhasanam. Can't escape. Therefore, Adhyasa becomes inevitable. Yeah. In fact, the pursuit of science, philosophy, etc. started because the world is not what it seems to be. No? Otherwise, why will you even start inquiring? I am not what I seem to be. Yeah, because they are basing it on their philosophy. Their philosophy is karma.
But then they say there is no Adhyasa.
Huh?
They say there is no Adhyasa.
Yeah, they say there is no Adhyasa, but they are also saying what? There is a mistake made. How the mistake is made, you are explaining. Mistake they are accepting. No? See, you cannot challenge the fact that you mistook the shell for the silver. That is not. How it is, oh, it is recollection, cognition, because you want to escape the fact. In Vedanta, when you see, there is an actual projection. Sat asadbhyam anirvachaniyam, there is a snake that is projected. There is an ahankara that is projected. Remember this. You know, this is the important point. That there is an actual ahankara here that is projected. Yeah. How do you say that? Because you have an idea of what you are. It's a changing entity, but it is there, no? It's constant. I was like that, I am like this, I will be like that. Means what? There is a pratyabhijna is there, but that shows there is a constancy, but it is a changing thing. That adhyasa, that ahankara is a projection. You can't take it as real. I have to destroy this ahankara. It is not sat. Forget about it. It is not asat either. Yeah. Yeah. And this mithya on mithya. That's why he said, Satyam Anityam Mithnikritya. Huh? Satyam Anurutam Mithnikritya. Mixing up Sat and Asat, he said. It is not two Sats that is being mixed up. It is Satyam and Mithya that is mixed up. That means what? You have projected your ahankara, maybe many lifetimes back, and that you are modifying every lifetime. What every lifetime? Every day you are modifying it. With new lessons coming in, new learning happening, new delusions coming in. That also can be there. New delusions coming in. Yeah.
So Swamiji, for other kyatis, no, ahankara is real.
No, either real or unreal. One of them are not there. Either it is real or it is not there. Like Shunyavada is not there.
And other Mimamsas and all, it is real.
Yeah, for all others it is real. For Vedanta it is Sat Asatbhyam Anurvachaniyam.
So, Swamiji, is it possible that because Shunyavadis, they cannot explain Nirguna Brahman, they take it as nothing?
You can.
They cannot understand or explain Nirguna Brahman, and therefore they
Yeah.
take it as nothing.
Because it does not fit in with your worldview. No?
And therefore nothing.
Exactly. See, look at it. The only logical way of explaining Adhyasa will be Sat Asatbhyam Anurvachaniyam. It's a stance from the Shastra. But the Shastra doesn't say Adhyasa. The Upanishad, you won't find the word Adhyasa coming in. But they'll use words like iti, vad, similar, these type of terms will be used, which indicate an Adhyasa. Therefore, what is indicated there, Shankara expounded it here. That's what Shankara's contribution is. What is implied, what is indicated, is elaborated and made into a proper system. Yes, Sunita, you have a question.
Yeah, so the thing is that this is Vedanta, but the big chunk is Vedas, which is on functional life, which we say is Mithya. So how come is that they put a big section for Vedas and a very small thing for Vedanta?
That big section is Veda because I answered it long back. Veda is meant for Dharmartha Kama. Vedanta is meant for Moksha. Only one thing, therefore small. Dharmartha Kama is huge. Na? How many desires can you have? Sabke liye kuch hai. Desires you think that a human being cannot have is also mentioned there. Na? Yeah. So because human desires are, human pursuits are many, it's huge. Can you imagine the whole thing is based on Adhyasa? I am saying my Veda is based on Adhyasa. Okay? Thankfully, in the Veda there is a section that will negate that Adhyasa. So then what to talk about other systems? What to talk about other systems? Yeah. Because everything that has come from the Lord need not deal with reality. Just because it has come from the Lord. Krishna whispered a lot of things to Radha. Was it all real? You're my queen, you're the most beautiful girl in the world. Was it real tha kya? Swakale satyavad bhati. At that time it appears like that. Yeah. Prabodhe sati asad bhaved. Waking up is all gone. So just because he said it, he's the Lord himself, yeah. But what is pramana when he is dealing with the Gita pramana? That is pramana. Because you need a subject matter for pramana. Are you seeing the idea? Yeah. So, what is pramana, what is not pramana, you have to be clear. That's why I did the whole Vedanta Paribhasha. What is pramana? The first portion is pramana. But keeping that Adhyasavan Purushaha in view, the whole thing is dealt with. And later on, you'll see even Vedanta is like that. That I'll come to. Ye Adhyasa Bhashya mein aayega wo sab. Yeah. Yeah. So each pramana has its own scale, its own reference points. Yeah. That is why we disagree with the Nayayika stand, Apta Vakyam Pramanam. Because everything that the Apta says need not be Pramanam. Apta made a joke. Pramana. Apta made a mistake and he said, I'm an idiot. Now, abhi kaisa lega? The Apta is Pramana. He is an Apta for me, means Yathartha Bhakta, etc. I take his words as God's truth. And he is saying he is an idiot. I have to take that also as God's truth. So now is he an Apta or is he an idiot? Correct है क्या नहीं है? Yeah, Karthik. You have a question?
Yes, Swamiji.
Yeah.
This is going back to something you had mentioned in the last class. Actually.
Yeah.
You had mentioned that the superimposition of anatma on atma
Yeah.
is total.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas the superimposition of atma on anatma is only partial.
Correct.
But even when it comes to superimposition of anatma on atma, I only take myself as the body, mind, and not the entire anatma. Right? So
No, and anatma is only up to body mind. Yeah.
yeah,
Where the adhyasa is. Yeah. Where the adhyasa is body mind only. No?
I see. Okay.
So that is total. No?
Okay.
That is total. Yeah. That is total. So that's why pramana, apta vakyam is not. It has to be Veda, Shabda Pramana. Source is important. Apta, indirectly we will take it as, that's why, what is Pramana? The Shastra, Guru Mukhat. Guru Mukhat because you need somebody to explain the Shastra. But the Guru can't be saying what is his own thing. He can only be explaining the Shastra. That's why if I make a comment on something else, I'll always tell you, this is my opinion on that thing. This is not the Shastra. I always say that. My opinion on this. Because I'm not pramana there, it's only my opinion. Yeah, I'm more objective than most people. I have more viveka than most people. So probably my opinion is right. But it still has to be an opinion. It's not pramana. Yeah. Unless, once again, unless in that discussion the Shastra is involved. See, on the basis of the Shastra, if I am saying, hey, this is this, etc., then that is pramana. There pramana comes in. Even if it is not Vedanta, but the pramana, the Veda pramana, something to do with the Veda pramana, then the Shastra, of course, because I know that. So that part of it is true. Yeah. Otherwise, there is a relationship issue, or there is a parenting issue, or there is a work issue. All that is only an opinion. All that is only an opinion. Unless something of the Shastra is coming in, then I can say, okay, this is pramana. Yeah, this is pramana. Yeah. Like if I say, you are having a relationship, but marriage is sacred. There's Shastra, marriage is sacred. That means you have to try and save it as much as possible. Correct. At the same time, there are escape clauses from the marriage. That's also in the Shastra. Yeah. So under these conditions, you can walk away. But are you fulfilling any of those conditions? Now, all there is Shastra. So can any other condition come in? Yeah, because it's connected with Dharma. Therefore, modern condition can also be brought in. But it has to be with, again, respect to universal Dharma. How much of your understanding of universal Dharma is there? If two people in a relationship are talking about it, their objectivity is compromised anyway, isn't it? Because both of them are in a relationship and they are fighting in their relationship. So obviously their objectivity is compromised. Yeah. That's why you go to a counselor, etc. No? Yeah. So be careful. What you take as pramanam and what you don't take as pramanam. Yeah. Or if the Veda is also making a statement, Grito vai ayuhu, this is a statement there. Ghee is very good for health, for your lifespan, very good. Correct? No, it is made a statement. Is it pramana or is it anuvada? Anuvada. Why? Because whether ghee is good for health or not, my science, my Ayurveda can tell me that. I don't need Veda Pramanam for that. There is Anuvada. Then you go into the discipline of knowledge that deals with health. Modern or ancient? Yeah. So ancient Ayurveda says, yes, ghee is good for health. So the ghee became the new superfood. But have you seen how much of ghee they are talking about? 1 teaspoon. Here you are having ghee shots. Bulletproof coffee, put ghee in coffee. I have had sadhus coming and telling me, our own parampara. But it tastes very nice, it balances out the bitterness of the coffee. They put some milk, it will also balance out the bitterness. Or you may like black coffee because you like bitterness. There's only one place where it is valid to have like that. Lots of ghee in coffee or lots of butter in coffee. If you are a scientist or an explorer and going to live in Antarctica or the Arctic Circle, most scientific things happen in Antarctica. Going to live in the Arctic Circle and you need to consume some 6,000-7,000 calories every day just to keep your body warm to survive. Then those type of things are applicable. Not in a tropical country like India. 1 spoon. 1 teaspoon. So, what is pramanam, what is not pramanam? That also has to be kept in view. Now, Adhyasa is indicated in the Shastra. Because the whole teaching is based on Adhyasa. You are not what you have taken yourself to be. You are negating what you have taken yourself to be. Therefore, Adhyasa is implied right there. Okay. When he says Sadeva Saumi Idamagram Asit Ekameva Advitiyam Brahman, and you have taken yourself to be different, and then he is giving you an explanation for how you have taken yourself to be different, and saying Sa-atma Tattvamasi Shvetaketu. When he says that, obviously it is very clear what is negated is Adhyasa. Even though the words are not used, it is not specified. Why? Upanishadic students here, not you and me. मर मर के पढ़ता है. Evolved students, ऋषि पुत्र, ऋषिस, evolved students. हम लोग का ये चैंपियन लोग नहीं है. Yeah. Therefore, even when Vyasa analyzed it, he didn't mention Adhyasa. It was still Treta Yuga that time. No? Kali had not yet started. Sorry, Dwapara. Kali had not yet started. Dwapara Yuga. Kali had not yet started. By the time Shankara Kali had started, I better explain this. I better explain this. So he brought in the Adhyasa bhashya into the picture. Because without Adhyasa, there is no way Vedanta will work. Even then it was understood, taken as fact. When he shows pot and clay and says the reality is nothing but clay, not pot. Pot is dismissed as what? Nama Rupa. That is Adhyasa only. Na? If you take it as pot, that is Adhyasa. If you take it as Nama Rupa, that is the reality. Yeah. So that is where the whole thing comes in. So without mentioning it, Adhyasa is brought in the Shastra. Without mentioning Mithya, it is indicated there. When you say everything is Nama Rupa, Mritika eva Satyam, what do you mean? All that is Mithya. Mithya means Nama Rupam, that's it. So it is, without using this terminology, it is brought in. So the terminology, etc. in Adhyasa Bhashya is brought in for greater clarity. For greater clarity, okay. Yeah. Okay, then we conclude that in one statement, and then there's a Purvaksha brought in after that. But that we will see next class, okay? It's a big thing. Yeah, good place to stop. Om Tat Sat.